Yo, what's good, Shadow Gang? Welcome back to another video. If y'all new here, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. Follow me on my Instagram at Ricky the Shadow, as well as my TikTok, Twitter, and Thread. Check out my previous video and everything, man. And yeah, before we start, I want to give a special shout out to somebody, and they're right here in the room with us. Once again, we got my brother from another mother, the one, the only Black Couch Booking. What's good, gang?
What's going on with you? Hey man, y'all make sure y'all leave a like, make sure y'all subscribe to Ricky the Shadow. We got a good video for y'all today, and we're gonna have another video for my channel coming real soon featuring Ricky the Shadow. It's gonna be a fun one, so y'all stay tuned.
You're sure, you're sure. Now, y'all see what's in our head. We got some do-rags on. Like, this is serious business. We here to talk about one man and one man only. CM Punk. Now, this video, I ain't gonna lie, I've been holding off on making this video because I feel like with certain videos you try to make, when you release them, then what you criticize ends up becoming an improvement. And I've been noticing that. But there's this one thing about Punk that I haven't seen improvement of, and that man's aura. Now, what I mean by aura, I mean like everything involving with Punk, from his attire to his promos to his matches to just his overall body language of being interested in a rivalry. You know what I mean? Basically, I feel like for some reason when he was in AEW, he had way more aura than he has in his second run in WWE. I can't explain it, even though we're here to do that, because it's just a lot, man. And I'm going to start off with something simple. I'm going to start off with his attire. All right, my boy Couch, I want you to hear me out on this. When this man was in AEW, right, this man switched up his attires a lot. I'm talking about, we didn't just see CM Punk with trunks and none of that shit. No. One minute he was wearing trunks. The next minute he was wearing some tights. The next minute he was wearing some shorts. And at one point he brought back Ring of Honor CM Punk attire with the theme song and entrance and everything. And then there was times where he even did pay homage to Bret Hart, because, you know, he's a big Bret Hart guy, with pink and black. He switched up the colors. He has shorts with his logo on it. Like, he just has so much. And when he came back to WWE, I was like, oh, I hope he keeps this up, you know, because it adds different layers to him. But nah, it's just straight up some trunks. And it's not even like 2011 Punk where like the boots match too, or the knee pads matches the trunks. It's straight up just the trunks, and then sometimes the knee pads are just straight up plain black. Like, it looks like he's putting no effort in that shit. He had a couple times with, you know, the Larry attire, of course, in the Fantastic Four attire back at SummerSlam of last year. But I don't know if you peep, homie doesn't look like he's putting that much effort in his attire. What you think?
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was definitely switching it up. I thought the shorts it wasn't my favorite, but it was interesting just to see him do
Mm-hmm.
something different, and then that could be him paying tribute to his time during the UFC or whatever. I don't know why he did
Mm-hmm.
it, but you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I think the big problem, the main problem is just freedom and creative liberty. In AEW, he got to do when he came back to AEW. Well, when he came back to wrestling, he came back to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
So he got the opportunity to do a lot of different things with a company that was just starting off. So he was able to cut promos different, dress different, address the crowd different, do press conferences different. Now that he back with WWE, he's more so now a brand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not about I'm not gonna say I don't love wrestling. I'm sure you still love wrestling, but it's when you with WWE is a multi-billion, you know, it's a $1 billion company. It hit a little different. So he definitely can't, you know, and there's pros and cons because I mean he was beating people up in AEW,
Mm-hmm.
so that ain't happening in WWE. But on the other end, you could tell that he was having fun when everything was good. He was having fun with it. With
That's right.
WWE, you gotta watch what you say. you could become the champion, but then, hey, bro, Roman want to be the champion now, so you better get ready to lose, and you better, you know what I'm saying, cut a promo, but don't cut two of a damn good promo of, you know, Roman Reigns got to be the, you know what I'm saying. So it's just a lot holding him back with WWE for sure.
I'm so glad you brought that because you mentioned something interesting. You mentioned the promo. Now, yes, just last week, this man said, I'm going to bury you next to your father, to Roman. Now, y'all know how I feel about it. Sometimes I think it could work for a storyline, but sometimes I feel like it's kind of cheap heat or a cheap pop if you need to mention the dead. But, you know, I have a little weird thing about it. But here's the thing. In AEW, this man's promo sounded so passionate, especially that first one when he came back. Like, this man, when he came back to WWE, right, after the whole AEW shit, he said, I'm home. But when his first night on Rampage, and I will never forget it, that man didn't say, I'm happy to be in AEW. That man said, I'm back in pro wrestling. He said it himself. He left pro wrestling in 2007. Now he's back in pro wrestling. I'm like, this is the guy that like just gets it. He makes you feel things with his promos. And he had amazing promos. Promos against Jon Moxley. Promos against Eddie Kingston. And of course, we can always talk about MJF. Those promos were good. Calling him a less famous Miz, you know, or saying that MJF standing for My Jealous Fan. Like, there was so much with it. And when you look at his WWE promo, it's like, yeah, he had a couple of good moments with Drew and stuff like that. But for the most part, a lot of them doesn't feel very passionate. Like, for example, him and Jey Uso, you could tell he wasn't really into it. That was pretty rough to look at. And you can argue, and it's kind of crazy to say this, but you can argue who really wants to take Jey Uso serious. Let's keep it a buck. He's a mascot. Let's keep it a buck. But you can see that there was difference in like the promos. Even when he was off the air doing promos in AEW, when like the show was over, he still got on the mic, still talked about his views of people and accepting other people. It felt passionate. While in WWE, he still feels like he's saying the same thing, but it doesn't have as much passion in it. Like, he's not outspoken enough, in my opinion. Like, you went from here's a good example. Saudi. Before you were in AEW, he said it. He doesn't like what Saudi does with women there. He doesn't like the rules. He was open about it. He even criticized it. And then when he had to make a promo, it was an apology. And it felt like a forced one. And it's like, there was no passion in that, man. Like, what do you think, Couch, about his promo since coming back to WWE?
I mean, sadly, it's political. I mean, we don't want to get into politics, but at the end of the day, he would accompany that overall at the highest level don't support his views. I mean, I'm sure I would assume the majority of wrestlers, you know, based off of what they post on Instagram. I'm not making this up. This is based off of what they post on Instagram. Aren't conservative. They mostly liberal, left-leaning, democratic, blah 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 blah. You know, even though they got money, but you know what I'm saying, that's the case. So he can't really go crazy, go balls to the wall with what he really want. You know, really could not. He only got to make a political statement. He just can't say certain things. Like at AEW, you could say F ice and stuff like that. WWE, them crowd chants are getting bleeped out, and they're gonna tell they'll tell the crowd in live in person to be quiet. Which, you know, whether you agree or not, it's a part of wrestling. The crowd can do what they want to do. So it's a little different in WWE. You know what I'm saying? His boss essentially rock with the president. Whether you rock with the president or not, that's on you. But I'm almost fucking positive CM Punk didn't vote for him. I'll just leave it at that. So you know what I'm saying? It's but so much he can do. Like, even if he went back to AEW today, he'll be able to go there and just start going crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's not because Tony Khan is just a lenient boss who let people do whatever. It's because Tony Khan got different views as well, or at least even if he do got the same views as them, he'll let his wrestlers do what they want to do because he don't care.
I agree with that. I definitely do. I definitely feel like since he's come back. He still obviously has the same views about him supporting the LGBT community and him being more of a quote unquote left wing and everything. But I can kind of see him toning it down since coming back. And there's this one thing I want to bring up that I feel like also is a reason why this man doesn't feel the same when he was in AEW. And it's the feud. Every feud, I want to say a good 9 out of 10 feuds that this man had in AEW, right? It made you feel like you wanted more, even if it had a good ending. Whereas WWE, that man does not know how to stop feuding with Seth Rollins to save his life. That feud went on for way too long. And I ain't gonna lie, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt because, yeah, the plan was he comes back, he faced Rollins at Mania 40 and all that, and wins the world title, but he got injured. But here's the thing. Even after that, they dragged it out. It should have ended on the first Raw of Netflix, but they kept dragging it out so much so we had a triple threat match with Roman. Which, not gonna lie, that moment wasn't the best moment in my opinion. That Paul Heyman turn, it was like too predictable in my opinion. I already had my vision, no pun intended, of how that thing was gonna go. And low key, I was right. It was gonna blow up in their faces. It led to nothing. We got 3 guys injured from it. Yeah, one came back, but is he even cleared? And then like Austin Theory's doing nothing. So yeah. But in AEW, this man had a feud with Eddie Kingston that lasted what, a month or 2 at best, and that shit felt good. They had like one match, only one match, and they kept going back and forth in the promos from Eddie being like, "No one else has the balls to say this, but I do. Nobody likes you. Nobody wants you here." From Punk to being like, "I was not a fool to see potential in you 20 years ago, but I'm a fool if I see it now." Like it felt real, it felt personal, and they had like one match on like a C-level pay-per-view, and the opening like bell was a good moment with Eddie hitting him and everything. Like the feud was perfect. Then the feud with Moxley, that was also a good one. We all remember that from Moxley being, "I'm the heart and soul of AEW," and then Punk saying, "I'll be the dollars and the cent." Like it was perfect, everything. And then again, the MJF. I don't like MJF like that. Y'all know this. But even I got to say, that feud, I wanted to see it more. I wanted to see something else with it. And we were going to have more. But of course, the incident happened where he ended up leaving AEW or got fired, whichever one you want to go with. Kind of both, if you think about it. And since coming back to WWE, we knew he was going to feud with Seth, and we knew they were going to do that Roman feud. But the Seth feud just took forever. The Drew feud, you can argue it was also a little too long, but it was entertaining. Whereas Seth, it's just like, what was the point of Seth being involved in Cena versus Punk? You know what I mean? Like, that's how much the feud was doing too much. Like, what do you think, man?
No, I definitely think since coming back, the Drew feud was probably the best thing. With Seth, the best moment was Seth's moment cashing in on him at SummerSlam. So I think after he loses this belt to Roman, he gonna settle into a veteran role, putting the young guys over, trying to help Roxanne Perez behind the scenes get over, working with the people because he is a good locker room person. It seemed like a good locker room person since coming back, especially with the AEW people that he knows, like Jay Cargill, and he know them. So that's what he about to do. But AEW was his chance to come back and be the guy. He got to win the world championship, got to do those things. But WWE, man, time is moving. Time is moving. And since he left way back when, hey, bro, you now those kids that you brought up, the Roman Reigns and the Shields and all that, now they you. So now he got no choice but to bend the knee. Like this ain't you not Triple H, bro. You not Shawn Michaels, bro. You getting these world championships is good, but I don't think he's taking full advantage as he could. I know he got better promos than that, man. Him even bringing up the Roman father thing, like unless he about to turn heel, that was kind of stupid. So now you're just drawing at straws, and I'm sure somebody told him to say that because I don't think what would be the justification as a babyface saying that. It don't make sense.
I feel you with that. And it's like this weird thing of he's just so watered down in my opinion. And I've been saying this. I don't care if they're ex WWE superstars going back to WWE, but if notice wrestlers when they went to AEW and they come back to WWE, or even if they weren't ex WWE superstars and they're just making their debut in WWE, they feel like they get watered down to who they were. And with Punk, I'm noticing that because I'm like, man, it's just not hitting the same. And another example is, don't really know how to put words to this one, but basically the crowd. You can see him almost every promo chant, they love who, and then they say CM Punk and they start chanting CM Punk. I get that. You try to get them rowdy. Whereas in AEW, it feel like he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do a promo where he goes along with the crowd and then he says something where the crowd's going to be like, "Oh, this is our part of saying CM Punk." They just gave him a reaction. Yeah, they booed him here and there, but he knew how to flip that. And that's another thing I'm noticing. He's playing a lot with the crowd. And yes, wrestling, you have to make sure the crowd is giving you a reaction. But there's certain ways to go about it. And I know, and you know very well, because we grew up watching Punk. I remember seeing that 2011 run. He knows how to play with the crowd way better than what he's currently doing.
Facts.
Like, that whole, does it feel good to be on a Toronto, Canada, or Detroit, Michigan Monday Night Raw or what? Like when he says that, it's like, man, I know you can do this without saying those exact words. Like it's almost as like they're dumbing it down for us, if that makes sense. And I'm like, I seen you do this before, and way better, and I know you can still do it. So that's another thing I noticed too. The way he just going with the crowd, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it just feels he's trying to play with it. He's trying to get on the good side. Whereas like in AEW, it was like when he was a babyface, homie legit said I had 16 screws in my foot, which is more screwed than this fat guy has ever gotten in his life. And I'm like, even as a babyface, he was saying wild stuff and he was playing with the crowd. Whereas WWE, he's doing what low-key what MJF said he might as well be doing, which is preaching hustle, loyalty, and respect. He feels way PG. What do you think?
Nah, definitely. It's. I mean, I think he might also be trying to overcompensate because WWE, to me, that their baby faces are few and far between. No
Mm-hmm.
more Cena. Cody Rhodes is the only one they really got. But I mean,
Yeah.
people starting to turn on him. LA Knight is a in between type. He not a heel, but he a baby face just by the crowd reaction. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's trying to be that guy, trying to be that baby face for him. So he's trying to,
Yeah.
hey, New Jersey, what's going on? I'm like, all right, bro, we
Mm-hmm.
get it. Like, understood. You're trying to do the typical baby face thing, but that never been
Yeah.
his character. He never
Never.
been that. He
Yeah.
doing pipe. He was the face doing pipe bombs and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So he just it's TKO. 2026. He a lot older. I know you can't say and do the same things he was just saying, but he wasn't in AEW 10 years ago, bro. It wasn't that long ago. It
Word.
feel like it was a long time, but it was just literally like not even 5 years ago, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
it hasn't even been 5 years.
Yep.
That's crazy. And I'm going to bring up, and this is right here is going to be the last thing. And I think if anybody's still watching for now, which you should be, if you don't understand what I'm saying, I think this is going to make it feel even more. It's going to make more sense with this example right here. His star power.
Mm-hmm.
In WWE, he should feel like the most important person next to Randy and Ray. I bring those up because those are our veterans right now. When I was younger, the oldest man in the locker room was Taker, and he was the guy. But now the Taker's gone, now the Cena's gone, now the Styles is gone, and everything. Right? We only have them three left, and Punk should be feel like he's this star, like he's the face of the company. Yet we got Cody feeling like the face of the company. We got Roman feeling like he's the biggest name in the company. We got Seth, who arguably you could say is always going to be the second best, but never the guy to make it to the main spot because whenever he was in the main spot, he always got injured or something happened. But they treat those guys like they depend on them when they should really treat Punk like that. It's CM Punk. This man went from Ring of Honor to WWE during the PG era, giving us moments where he wasn't supposed to give us certain moments. This man, granted, might have lost, but eventually made it to the UFC. Shit. So it's like to see him feel just like another legend in WWE, where in AEW he felt like the draw. Like when he entered AEW, it was established he was their biggest star just by his first appearance. They had Chris Jericho, they had Jon Moxley, they had all these guys. But when Punk was in AEW, the minute he stepped in, everybody just knew, yeah, this is the face. This is the franchise. Like, there's a reason why they made sure he became AEW champ quick and kept giving him back. There's a reason why they kept the title on him when he got injured. Because he's a draw. And yes, you still see him have that star power in WWE. But again, they treat Roman and Seth, and I'm using them because for the last 10, 12, almost 15 years, they've been the main focus. And they're treating them way more stronger, booking them better than any other superstar. And Punk is just another legend there, where in AEW, he felt like the man. What do you think?
Nah, definitely. I mean, I think he came back to wrestling. I don't want to say too little, too late, but at the end of the day, CM Punk, he was around with the Randys and he was around for early Roman and Seth, but he wasn't around for peak Seth. I don't think Seth won a singles championship before CM Punk left, and right after that, he started going crazy. Yep. So I think he just came back at a time where WWE's like, he gonna get his main event because we gotta give it back to him, and he's still popular enough, but he came back to a time where he can't be the guy, because now even if let's say Roman didn't come back, let's say Seth hurt, even now he still wouldn't be the guy because you still got Cody, and then now you got these young boys coming up that really, bro, they could have fed him to Braun Breaker if they wanted to. They did him a kindness, bro. They really could have fed him to Braun Breaker. Got his ass out of here. So him even surviving that is pretty damn good. But at the end of the day, we know the plan. We know who's gonna win that WrestleMania. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, hopefully he can find that magic. But if not, you gotta be that locker room veteran. You gotta be Michael Jordan on the Wizards, bro. This ain't the Bulls no more.
That's true. But yeah, man, this is it for the video. We had to come tell y'all. Straight up, I just been noticing. I feel like he's been in WWE in the second time long enough for me to be like, the man just doesn't feel the same. I mean, for Christ's sakes, him being on the cover, sometimes I don't even feel like it. Like, yeah, we got Ring of Honor Punk in the game, but in AEW, we had the theme and the attire and the entrance in real time watching on pay-per-view. We wasn't just saying there no game, and we had real dream matches with this guy. Like, again, we knew the Seth match was going to happen. We know the Roman match was going to happen. And the rest, we have to wait for 2K to come out to do it. Where in AEW, we got them quick, and they were good. But yeah, man, we got to come here to say, man, I feel like Punk had way more aura in AEW. He just his presence alone, man, it felt better. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let me know if y'all agree or disagree. And yeah, always check out my boy Black Couch. You know how he do. He up in here releasing bangers. I'm not just talking about videos. Homie got Gunther diss tracks and shit like that. Like, homie's doing it, man. So yeah, man. Anything you want to say, Couch, before we end this shit?
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Make sure y'all check out the videos. Upload a lot of videos. My birthday month. My birthday at the end of the month. So I'm uploading a lot of content. So y'all got to check it out.
Y'all heard it from the man. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, and we'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.